What are you doing here?
I'm playing with my son. I haven't seen him in a long, long time.
Well, I am well aware how long it's been. You put him down.
Don't you listen to Dad, Jamie. He's being a very mean man. And he wouldn't hurt a woman with a baby in his arms.
Let me take him.
No! I have as much right to him as you do. More if you want to get technical about it, dear.
Raven, don't do this. Not in front of the child.
This is my child. And we're only legally separated, so I'm still your wife.
You gave up being either one a long time ago.
Well, maybe I want to take them both back.
You want to be a wife and mother, you better apply for the job someplace else.
Yes, well, I think perhaps I'd better leave.
Geraldine, stay, please. You belong here.
I appreciate the sentiment, Logan, but I think you should have the chance to talk over this matter in private.
I'm glad you understand.
In any case, I'm going to Nicole. She's invited me for the evening. But if you'd like me to put the baby to bed before I leave, then he really should be asleep.
No, I'll do it. I would love to. As a matter of fact, if he wants a bedtime story, I'll tell him all about London. No. Yeah. Come on.
I'm terribly sorry about this, Logan. There was nothing I could do. She just barged right in.
Please, it's not your fault.
He's crying. Maybe Grandma better put him to bed.
I don't give a damn why you left London. Why'd you come here? I mean, why'd you go to New York or Paris instead of good old Monticello?
Why should I go anywhere else? Everything I've ever wanted is in Monticello. My friends, my child, and my loving husband.
Loving. You've been in town more than a month. How come you're just getting around to contacting the people on that list, huh?
I told you in court I wanted to be alone.
Alone? That doesn't sound like you, Raven. What you been up to, huh?
Oh, Logan, does it really matter?
I know you ran into Elliot Dorn.
It was an accident. And when he knew I was here, I wanted to find out what was going on.
Well, you've certainly done that, haven't you? I mean, you've satisfied your curiosity. Why don't you do this town a favor? Leave.
You are so kind.
I could arrange a big send-off for you at the airport. Dozens of people.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You give people what they want, and they'll turn out.
So where am I going to go if I don't want to be alone? All my friends are here.
Oh, Raven. You don't have any friends left in this town. You alienated every one of them before you left.
That's not true, and you know it. My very best friend is here, and she's in trouble, and I'm not going to leave April like this.
April will do just fine without you.
You know, I've been thinking. She spent a lot of time with a would-be murderer. That sends shivers up and down my spine. When I think of how brutally he murdered his mother-in-law, it just makes me shocked.
I didn't know the verdict was in.
It's a pity you have to send your best friend up the river, isn't it?
I bet Draper's problem wasn't the only shock you received when you got into town, was it?
What do you mean?
Well, somehow I just can't see you taking the news of Elliot's engagement in your stride.
Well, I must admit, I nearly fell off my chair. I find it very ludicrous that he plans to marry that has-been actress.
Love is blind. I'll vouch for that.
With so many interesting things going on in Monticello, how could I possibly think of leaving? But I must run now, so I shall call you later. Perhaps I'll even let you take me out to dinner. I'm so happy to be back.
You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Oh, am I? A woman appears in the courtroom, seemingly out of nowhere, and provides you with an alibi for your whereabouts the night of Margot's murder.
Nola.
Oh, well, she saved your neck, darling. I want to send her a thank you note.
She's a woman from my past, Nola, long before I met you.
You spent the evening with her in a hotel a month ago, darling.
Well, all we did was talk. You heard her testimony. She was under oath.
Mm-hmm. All she wanted was to be filled in on the local gossip.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Elliot. Conversation isn't exactly what you're best at.
Well, nothing happened.
She's very pretty. Raven was the bird you were carrying on with during your marriage to Margot, wasn't she?
Nola, I'm seeing a side of you I haven't noticed before.
Am I right?
Look, now, I told you, I swore to you, I was never going to see her again. Now, what else must I do to convince you that from now on, you are the only woman in my life?
Saved by the bell. Yes?
Mrs. Madison, I'm Derek Mallory, Chief of Police. May I come in?
I don't recall your making an appointment, Chief Mallory.
I'm here on official business.
Very well. Look who's here, Elliot. None other than the Chief of Police.
I'm Chief Mallory.
Mr. Doran?
Oh, nice to see you again.
I don't suppose you're here to offer an apology to Elliot.
No, I'm not.
Well, I suppose the chief was only doing his job, as they say.
Yes, well, that young woman's testimony cleared Elliot of any involvement. What more information could he possibly provide you with?
Mrs. Madison, I'm here to talk to you.
Me? I told Detective Saxon I hardly knew the woman.
I wonder if we could talk in private, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. If you need me, I'll be upstairs. I'm almost finished with the most interesting whodunit.
And you know very well who done it in this case, Chief Mallory. Draper Scott.
I'm not here about that, Mrs. Madison.
Oh?
I thought you might be interested in knowing we've managed to clear up another mystery.
Oh, don't tell me you go around giving personal reports to every taxpayer?
We've solved the case of the drugged detective and the poisoned physician.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, Mrs. Madison. Or would you prefer being called Mrs. Corey? You see, I'm aware of all the facts concerning your masquerade, posing as Deborah's neighbor to get close to her.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
I also know about your illicit drug purchases of barbiturates and amphetamines from a young pusher named Benny Hayes.
Hayes? I don't believe I've heard that name before.
You carried your practical joke just a little bit too far when you started lacing those home-cooked goodies you'd made for Deborah with downers.
How could you accuse me of such a thing?
Now, don't tell me I'm suffering from paranoid delusions. I didn't drink out of the water cooler in Miles Kavanaugh's office, the one you poured all those amphetamines into.
Where did you get this information?
You had no idea how much drugs you were feeding them. Now, they both could have died from overdoses. Or didn't that concern you?
I don't care to listen to any more of this.
In case you're not aware of it, you've committed crimes, Mrs. Madison. Illegally obtaining a controlled substance, reckless endangerment. Now, those are just for starters.
Am I to call my attorney? Are you here to arrest me?
I wish I was. You're a lucky woman. Neither one of your victims seems willing to prosecute you.
Meaning you can't substantiate those accusations?
Not for the moment.
Well, then, don't you think you ought to be a bit more restrained in banding about insinuations of that kind?
We both know what you did.
For your information, this is the first I'm hearing this absurd fable.
Oh, please.
I can assure you it's completely untrue.
Let's not play games, Mrs. Madison.
All right, let's not. It's no secret. There's no love lost between Deborah Saxon and myself. I suppose she enlisted Dr. Kavanaugh in this conspiracy to discredit me. And that's all this is, you realize.
You can deny it all you want, but I know the truth.
Look, considering you have no proof, I sincerely hope that you won't go leaking your suspicions to the press. The adverse publicity from those lies could prove ruinous, not only to myself, but my husband as well.
I can assure you this will be our little secret just until I can get your name on an arrest warrant.
Threats, Mr. Mallory?
Promises, Mrs. Madison. I'm not going to stop trying to get them to change their minds about signing a complaint. And no matter what, I'm not going to forget about what you've done. I'll see myself out. Good night, Mrs. Madison.
I heard the door slam, and you're still here. Well, at least they didn't take you downtown for something, my pet.
I'm not in the mood for that kind of humor.
What's the matter?
I'll be all right.
What did Chief Mallory want?
He just wanted to go over the statement that I'd made regarding my relationship with Margot.
Well, the chief of police came all the way over here for that.
Oh, God, he was so unfriendly. Just like most of the people I've met in Monticello.
Don't concern yourself with the outside people. I'm a friend. I'm right here beside you, and I always will be here.
And between the people and the frigid weather, I've had about as much of this winter wonderland as I can stand. Elliot, do you know what would make me happy? We've been talking about going to California. Let's go, and the sooner the better.
You mean right now?
Yes, we can pack, tie up loose ends, and be off.
Well, I thought we had agreed to stay a while.
Oh, that was when Margot was alive, when there was the matter of your divorce to consider. But now we can be married in California, just as soon as my divorce comes through.
Oh, you know, there's nothing I would like more, my pet.
And the next word you're going to say is but.
But we can't leave. Not just yet.
Getting cold feet. Well, it's no wonder we've been in this icebox all winter.
It's not that, no. It's the trial. I mean, a few days ago, I was still a suspect, and now I'm supposed to be a grieving widower. I can hardly fly off into the sunset with my blushing bride-to-be without waiting for my wife's murder to be brought to justice.
Yes,
Can I?
I suppose we do have to keep up appearances. Well, all right. The trial should be over in a matter of days. Just as soon as Draper is found guilty, it'll be California, here we come.
That's wonderful. No.
It's all waiting for us there. Your movie career and our lives together.
Allison, come on in.
Oh, thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
What can I do for you? Are you not feeling well?
Well, actually, I'm making a house call of sorts. I came by to see how you were doing.
Yes, I know I was acting strangely when I was at your office. I owe you an apology for my behavior.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I was not myself.
I know. An amphetamine overdose has that effect on a person.
You know, I was going to tell you. How'd you find out?
Your wife told me.
Nicole, I don't recall telling her about our meeting or even that we know each other.
Probably a lot of other things you don't remember from that drug-induced state.
No, maybe you're right. I'm sorry. Sit down, please.
Well, Nicole thought I would be concerned, so she came by to fill me in. I'm really glad she did.
Well, as you can see, I've got a brand new bottle in the water cooler. No chemicals added. The water is fresh and clear.
And is your mind as clear as that water, Miles?
Oh, my, we got into that smoothly, didn't we, Doctor? No, I'm afraid not yet.
You're still experiencing effects from the drugs.
Well, yeah, I'm going through withdrawal, I guess. I feel like I'm itching all over from the inside out. It is not pleasant.
Oh, this must be difficult for you to go through alone.
Well, I'm going to be able to handle it.
Miles, I think you'd have a better chance for a fast and complete recovery if you went home.
Allison, I know you mean well, but right now I don't think it'd be a wise idea.
Don't you want to go home?
More than anything in the world.
Then what's stopping you?
I'm afraid to.
Why do you feel like that?
I feel I should be lying on a couch staring at the ceiling answering these questions.
Just consider it professional curiosity.
Well, listen, I know I'm better, but I'm not well. I don't trust myself yet.
Well, in what way?
Did Nicole tell you about any things that happened?
Oh, she described your anger, your jealousies.
Well, almost anything set me into a rage. There was an accident, for example. Nicole fell on the stairs, hit her head. I was responsible for that.
No, you weren't.
Yes, believe me, I was. I was afraid I'd killed her.
As far as Nicole is concerned, that incident is forgotten.
Not by me. It's not forgotten. See, because the same drug that caused the incident is still inside my body.
To a much lesser degree now.
Maybe so, but I'm still not in control, Allison. I don't want to take the chance of causing another scene like that one. If I were ever to do Nicole any real harm, I'd never forgive myself.
Miles, you never made an actual attempt to harm
Look,
her.
No, Allison, if I hadn't started the argument, it never would have happened.
Oh, Miles, one of the reasons that argument took place was because Nicole was totally bewildered by your behavior. She didn't know how to react to you. But now she understands what's happened. She can deal with your problem. I think she can help you deal with it.
I don't know.
She wants you home, Miles.
Soon.
Oh, Nicole loves you very much. She's committed to help you through this in any way she can.
Believe me, I would like nothing better than to go home.
Oh, then go. You're only delaying this. You're hurting yourself and her.
Well, maybe I'm ready. I just don't know.
Miles, you are aware that the jealousy you felt regarding your wife and Derek was undeserved.
Yes. Of course. I mean, it must be.
That's what's so frustrating. There aren't any other suspects with Elliot crossed off the list, just Draper. And he isn't guilty.
It's a terrible ordeal.
One who's really suffering is April.
What a dreadful burden for that child to carry, trying to cope with the loss of her mother and the trial.
And becoming WMON's owner has put a lot of pressure on her, too. April and I were talking about the station and its problems earlier today. By the way, we're both sorry that the reorganization is going to postpone you joining the station as our political analyst.
No, my dear, that isn't important.
However, the more April and I talked about your potential value to the station, the more another idea began to take hold. April wanted me to talk to you about this, Geraldine. Have you ever considered doing more for the station than just political broadcasting?
My dear, I never even considered that until Margot approached me about it.
April needs a station manager. She needs somebody with good organizational ability, good judgment, somebody with a sense of commitment.
My dear, are you suggesting that I...
Yes, I am.
Well, Nicole, I'm very flattered that you and April have that kind of trust in me, but as unqualified as I felt to serve as a political analyst, my lack of experience for this job would be 10 times greater.
No, not necessarily. You know, the objectives of politics and broadcasting are very similar, theoretically. The idea is to serve the public's best interests.
But we're talking about apples and oranges.
No, I don't think so. Well, the day-to-day running of the station you would have to learn, but I think you could do that pretty quickly. But the thing that it's going to be very difficult for April to find is somebody who has the qualities that you already possess. Geraldine, you understand power, and you know how to use it. And you can handle money, obviously. You're at ease with influential people. It would be a challenge for you, but April and I think that you could handle it if you're interested. Excuse me. Derek, hi.
Nicole, good evening.
Good evening. Do you know Mrs. Saxon?
Ah, Mrs. Saxon.
Chief
It's good
Mallory.
to see you again.
Thank you.
How are you?
What can I do for you? Would you like a drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I came to see Miles. I've got a case that requires some forensic work, and I'd like to call him in on it.
Miles isn't here right now.
Was he out on a medical emergency?
No, I don't know just when he's going to be back.
Well, I assumed since everything was straightened out that he'd be back home.
I expect him to come through that door any minute now.
Oh, I see.
Soon?
Well, I'll try to get him at his office tomorrow. I won't take up your evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Derek. Derek, thank you.
Damn. It's still going on. It's not just in my mind.
How you doing, killer? Put up quite a little yell there when your mama tried to put you to bed. Not that I blame you. Good judge of character. You and me and Geraldine, we got along pretty well, didn't we? Without her. Yeah. Hope easy. Don't you worry. Nothing's gonna change that. Nothing at all.
As far as I'm concerned, nothing has changed, Pat. I want to see you tonight.
Elliot, I can't see you tonight, or any other night for that matter.
That doesn't sound like the Raven I know and love.
I'm a changed woman, don't you know?
You'll never change. You're just as desirable now as you were 6 long months ago, even more so.
Well, I guess you'll just have to take a cold shower then. Or snuggle up next to Nola, because I have to be a very, very good girl.
I bet you are very good. The best, as a matter of fact.
Well, I'm also a wife and a mother, and I have certain responsibilities.
Oh, is that why you're playing the role of Saint Raven?
Elliot, Logan and I are merely separated.
And you're trying to effect a reconciliation?
I'm gonna do what I have to do.
Listen, you're deluding yourself. Logan is no fool. Considering what you did to him, there's no way he's going to take you back in a million years.
There happens to be something that we both want, and I am going to get it. After that, who knows?